this evening for this conversation. And yes, as I begin, I'd want to congratulate the mentees. I'm told you have successful, you have finished your program successfully, mentorship program. So I would want to congratulate you for getting that and doing that to an end. And I pray that it's a beginning of a good and a new journey for all of you. Yeah, so thank you so much for the few minutes that have been given. I would want to, sorry, I would want to begin. And before I begin, I'd want to ask for, I would want to pass an apology for one thing. I will not be able to share my PowerPoint. I'm experiencing a challenge with my laptop that has just developed some connectivity issues. So I'm not able to share it as I present, but I'll ensure that I will share with the people concerned, either Esther or Nagilai, and they will be able to share with you. So kindly, you will bear with me for that. So follow up as we continue. In case of any question, you can, or a comment or a concern, we shall keep on checking on that as well. So I would want to start by giving a short story or fact about a legend. You might all or some of you know him, the legend of an Apple co-founder, Steve Jobs. But I'm sure you did not know that at one point, the company almost failed. He had a financial loss for 12 straight years. But then Steve Jobs came back to the company and made an incredible and surprising decision. He teamed up with Microsoft, one of its biggest competitors. Because of the powerhouse partnership, remember, he had lost for 12 straight years, but he had to come up with a decision of partnering with Microsoft, who was his competitor. And because of this powerhouse partnership, Apple got a $150 million investment from Microsoft to help keep afloat. This creative and bold partnership turned out to be one of the best decisions Steve Jobs ever made. And through this, he was able to produce the very first Apple computers that was largely responsible. And also he was largely responsible with the iPhone and the iPod. Apple went from a company on a brink of failure to one of the biggest tech companies. You all know of iMac and also the Think Different ad campaign. Through his resilience, combined with his visionary leadership that led to a groundbreaking innovations, revolutionized multiple industries. Yeah, I thought I should start with that just story so that we may capture, just of a person who started with a failure, but later he became the outstanding and the most successful business person and also leader. And having come up with all the, the gadgets that we are using today, we know that one can rise from a point of failure to success. Yeah, so let me introduce myself once again, although Nagilai had done it. My name is Jenny Wachira. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession. I'm also an entrepreneur. I am a CEO of an organization called SADREF Africa, whereby we train, support, and equip individuals in their healing journey after a difficult life experience. Through this, we achieve through Christ-centered programs to help them rebuild their lives back to wholeness. And before even getting there, I know I have tried many businesses. I've done supplies, tenders with the government. So I've been in the business space for quite some time before I got passionate, or rather my passion, which I decided to settle, and that's where I am currently. You may ask, why overcoming adversity, which is the topic of today? When I was told the mentees and people who have gone through the mentorship program and George Wachiuri, I was told there are people who are already in business. There are people who are thinking of starting. There are people perhaps who started, they failed, and now they've gone back to the drawing board, just trying to think how to go about that. Perhaps we also have other people who are running several businesses, who are established. We could also people who are employed. And I want to believe with this topic and what we are going to share this evening, it will be beneficial to all of us. So, overcoming adversity. Adversity being a challenge or some sort of continuous difficulties, obstacles, misfortunes, and setbacks in the line of trying to achieve what you need to achieve. But getting here, what we say about overcoming this is seeing how to get past these obstacles and challenges that stand in your way. And by beginning with this, I would want to start with statistics that was done. And the statistics was about why most businesses fail in the first 3 years. And the survey says that over 60% of businesses fail within the first 3 years. I have a table that as I share the presentation later, you'll be able to see it, that says within the first 1 year, the failure rate is 20%. Within the second year, the failure rate is 30%. Within the third year, the failure rate is 60%. So getting to understand or just go through the reasons why we have this kind of failures or this kind of obstacles going forward, we might want to look at some of the things. You know, at the beginning, there is always the determination. You want to begin, and perhaps you haven't really paid keen attention to understand what kind of capital you require to start the kind of business that you need to start, or what kind of investment that you require at the beginning to put in before you begin the kind of business that you need to begin. And you find at this point, especially perhaps the startups, you have no prior estimate, you know, to know how much capital is needed to get to operate the business successfully, or rather even being able to start the business and sustain it. And so being ready with the capital is very important to start or grow a business. And this now depends also with the business that you want to begin. It depends with the size of the business that you want to begin, the magnitude of the investment that you want to put in. It all differs with individuals. So that is one thing at the beginning, before even starting you can think through, and perhaps you began and there are some struggles. We say that there's always, you can always start from somewhere. You can always learn from your failures and pick it up from there. And the second thing that has always come up as a big obstacle or challenge as you think of starting a business, as you think even how much to put in the job that you are in, and even the position that you have been given, the job description. And this comes, we call it starting off like a vagabond. And when we say starting off like a vagabond, and this you can agree with me, I think for some or who have visited or who are in the city and you've gone along the streets of Nairobi, you can see like there's a duplication of business. And you remember even when the selling of phones started and the M-Pesa, that you could actually walk from one shop to the next one. In a one line, there's phones, people are selling phones, accessories, and M-Pesas. And when you try to find or to follow up about that, is getting to look at what your neighbor is doing or what the other person is doing without really understanding why they got into that business. So you start a business looking on others, looking on your neighbor without having the will of the why from your within, because you are following what somebody else is doing. So you lack the why from within, and that makes you a vagabond. And you never learn the actual process of doing or engaging in this business or grow a successful business. Since this is not your vision, you got it from someone. And there it becomes the beginning of issues, just trying to maintain that business. The third obstacle I would want to mention that has been, it's an adversity on its own, is about the market research. And you find as well, you begin a business because you've heard about it, because you heard somebody mentioning, you can start this, you can start that, and you begin without actual preparations or having done a market survey or research to understand what actually you're getting into. Because by getting into, you will be given, you'll be able to know what is your target market, what is this product that you want to begin, the product or you want to sell, or the service you want to give, and what is your target market. I think that's where it's good to explore that as well. Who are your competitors? Because it's good also to see who are your competitors, how are they doing? So you see how also you are going to pick it up from there. What does your ideal customer profile look like? Who are your clients? What is their need? How much is your targeted market willing to pay for your product or services? And this will help you to know how much cost to put on your products, the tag, what are the market's manipulative prices and what are the loopholes do they have, so that you can make your clients aware and safe. Because by doing a market research, you'll be getting into this space with the knowledge and having to, close up the loopholes of making mistakes, Okay, so as we proceed, I talked of having also a clear vision. You find that you are beginning, but you have no clear vision about where you want to go. You have no clear success benchmarks, along the way. No proper planning at the beginning, and also having created a roadmap to be able to achieve the goals, because also business, it needs the planning to take a lot of time before even you get there. And you find perhaps the mistakes that you could be experiencing now, if you're in business or already, and when you look back, you perhaps got in it, you are learning through it, the mistakes as you continue. So just getting to know, how do you draw your roadmap of what you want to achieve, your goals, so that you can be able, in your mind, to start with the end. You can actually, where you're seated, you are able to see the end, and this is how will help you, even as you progressively work towards achieving your goal. You'll be knowing exactly the roadmap that you have ahead of you. Okay. Another one I would like to talk of that has brought a lot of, the adversities and challenges, because it's lack of collaboration. You are a lone ranger. You want to run your business by yourself. And this is brought with a lot of insecurity. Perhaps you feel if you collaborate with other partners or other people, they might steal your ideas, they might steal your clients. But what I know and what we say, there's enough in the market for each one of us. So there's power in collaboration, because collaboration helps you to form a stronger network. And through this, you are able to discover new innovative ideas and outside your business. And it also helps you to work and serve your clients better. Since now you'll be, by partnering with other people, you'll get more ideas, you'll be a stronger team. And this will even help you move to other levels. Yeah, and perhaps while there, I know, as I mentioned earlier, I've been in business for quite some time before trying this and that. And you find, for the same reasons that I've said, initially you get into business or doing what you do, not because you have really thought through it, because you saw somebody doing it and you thought they are doing so well, and you thought of beginning the same. When you are 1 year, 2 years down the line, you realize, okay, this is not what actually I needed to do. Or you feel you're not even passionate with it. Your follow-ups are not good, since it's not something that it got from within you. This is an idea you got from someone, or you just, you saw your neighbor doing. And through these mistakes, it becomes even difficult for you to be able to get through, since you have not set your vision right, your goals, where you want to get and what you want to achieve at the end of it. So through this, also the idea of collaborations, because all the time you feel if you share your idea with somebody, they will steal, or rather you don't want to give your competitors an idea of what you are doing. So through this, I think it's, we call it, you learn through mistakes. I've personally learned through mistakes. I've done so many businesses. I know even right from the beginning, I'm among the people who started when phones were being sold, getting into M-Pesa, when people were going to Bangkok to import clothes. I was also there. I got into supplies and tenders. I thought, now the government, they are really giving good money, I can try this. But all along, I just get to realize I was just pursuing money, but my passion was not in what I was doing. That's why I could do it for some years, then I don't have the zeal or resilience of pushing through. When I face a little challenge, it's enough to make me stop it, until the time I got to a point of knowing, actually, you can pursue what's something that you are passionate about, and you can stand out, you can be unique in your own way without necessarily even doing what other people are doing. Okay, so getting to something else about the things that contribute to failures, as I've given an example of mine as well. No value addition. And this is where we get, like, you start a business, you is about money, where you are making money, but the interest is not about the customer. You don't really pay keen attention on the customers, how you deliver the services, whether you satisfy the need that they have. So you find that you grow a successful business, you have to focus on providing value rather than being money-making machine. Because you find in the process of providing the value, meeting the needs, specific needs of your clients and the interest that they have, in the process is how you get to make your money. But when you start with the money, you will lose on what you need to give, the value you need to give your clients. Okay, so, and this approach is called a marketing approach designed around customer needs and interest. It's called consumer-centric approach. Consumer-centric approach is whereby a marketing approach designed around customer needs and interest. Then as you give that value and you meet their needs, money finds you on the way. The other one, and I think even I've talked about it with my own example, just being a jack of all trades and master to none. And I'm sure you have seen, and perhaps you are one, or perhaps it's something you've been thinking like is something you can engage in. You start something, and before even it peaks, you start another one. So, for example, you find, let me just give an example now with the ones even we see in the city as we walk along the streets. You begin, you open an M-Pesa shop. Before long, you have another, the next door, you have, you're selling clothes. Before that, you have engaged, now you have a restaurant. You find at the end of it, you have like 5 or more businesses that you are running, and even none of those has picked up. And this is why we say that you have a jack of all trades. There's a lot of things that you have done, but it becomes difficult to give your best to all of these. So you spread your strength, you spread your presence. At the end of it, it becomes too difficult. So you can imagine perhaps business A, you give 10%, business B, 15%, another one 5%. Since you cannot distribute yourself, you cannot stretch yourself so much. So, and through that, perhaps you can learn on 1 or 2 things that you know that you're best, you know, something that where your strength is, that you can actually specify on that and master it, so that you are able to give it your best in terms of your presence, in terms of the finances you have, the capital, in terms of, you know, the ideas and everything. Yeah, so that's the few I heard about the challenges that gets most of us, and through even my own examples that I've given and many more out there. And before even I got to now my profession of being a counseling psychologist, and also getting to really work on my organization, the South Africa, I really passed through all that. But I realized I was just pursuing money, but not, I didn't have much passion in what I was doing. And now getting to understand, it might take you long, but once you get to understand, you'd rather get down to what you know you can put your efforts and your strength in it, so that you are able to give it your best. So while there, I can perhaps say we learn through successful business leaders. And I know I'm one person who have learned through our CEO, George Wachiuri, that you can face a lot of adversity, you know, at some point in your life. In fact, it's like all, or rather all the successful people, they have faced adversity at some point in their career. And even, as I was saying, we can learn it even from our CEO, George Wachiuri. And it could be a failed venture. You know, you started something and you realized, no, that is not it. It could be financial crisis. You have begun, perhaps in the process, it didn't give you money that you felt it will give you money to be able to sustain the business, or also personal setbacks, you know. Here is where, like a psychologist, I say, where your personality comes in. Perhaps you're not somebody who want to really put much to pursue things when they fail. So you easily give up. So you have also your personal setbacks due to your personality, you know. And you find that these challenges often serve as a defined moments. And this is what now we have learned, that these challenges, as you go through them, they are not in vain. They are not things that to cast, but through them, you need to derive lessons from the challenges that you go through. And they serve as a defined moment to shape your entrepreneurial career and also contributing to your future success at your workplace or in your business. And through this, perhaps you have getting to that point, you have realized one of your weakness, or rather you can identify and relate with 1 or 2 points. And the next question you ask yourself, what next? Yes, I've realized this is me. I failed here. This is what I did. What next? Here is where we need to apply the value of resilience, whereby this quality of being resilient, it enables individuals to bounce back with much ease from their failures, because you are not ready to give up. You still fight on, even after failing once or twice. You keep on pushing. You get stuck, you unstuck yourself and you proceed. You learn from your mistakes and persist in the face of adversity. You do not give up, you persist in the face of adversity. And one of the key examples that we have seen here, as I mentioned the story I gave you at the beginning about Steve Jobs, the co-founder of the Apple, about his resilience as an individual that made him, even after making losses for 12 straight years, he did not give up. He just went back to the drawing board, strategized, and bounced back. And that is why he just came out and becoming one of the most outstanding business leaders. Another example, as I like talking about, is about our CEO, George Wachiuri. He has given his story. It's opened out there. He has written books. And he had all the results of giving up after losing all what he lost, losing all the monies. But you can imagine he used that as a stepping stone to get him to the other level. He used the mistakes he did, the lessons he got from the failures, from the mistakes, to get him to the other level. So this is also one of the things that we can embrace, not giving up, having the value of resilience. Even as we get into our workplace, life can be challenging. We can have employers who are, it's a challenge even working with them, but all the time telling yourself, I'm not going to give up. Whatever it is, I'm going to use it as a stepping stone to get me to the other level. The second one is embracing change and adaptability. You'll find there are people, and here is also where I'll come in even as a psychologist. Due to your personality, your way of the way you are brought up, there's how you are used to do things. And you don't really like changes, having to change things around you. You want to use the tradition that you have grown up with, And even when changes happen in your environment, you don't easily embrace the changes. You want to continue the way you have known from the beginning, how to do things. And getting to this point, perhaps I can give an example of the COVID-19. You remember when it happened in 2020, and most of us were actually not most, everybody was not prepared for the change that COVID-19 brought. And here we got ourselves, closed in the house, not going to work physically. And this is where the idea of even having, you can actually work virtually. You can actually have meetings virtually. This is how even this idea came. And at the beginning or initially, we couldn't think that is something you could do and have, and you get even to to deliver or rather have successful meetings virtually. But you can imagine even today, or rather you've seen even it work, is something that has been embraced with many organizations. And you find that you even save a lot of time by traveling from point A to B. You opt even to have this virtual meeting, since what is required is the results. If you can achieve it through the virtual meeting, you prefer that. And this is when I remember, for me, the idea that there's an idea that was born in me that time of just starting an organization online that time, but now it became effective and even really doing well, up to date. So some challenges come even to give you ideas of how you can do things better. Initially, I didn't think that I could be good doing things virtually, going to social media or being in social spaces and all that. But through this, I get to learn the hard way. And what we say, business environment are dynamics. I mean, they are dynamic, sorry. It's good to acknowledge and have the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. And just knowing that it's a crucial factor in overcoming diversity. You need to be sensitive to your environment. If there's anything that you need to change so that you fit into how the world is going, so that you can be able to reach out, or rather expand your market and reach out to the people who are in those spaces. Okay. Another one, how to overcome this, having a very clear vision, or rather maintaining a very clear vision. This vision serves as a guiding light. You don't need to lose your vision, because this is your light guiding you and providing you with direction, and inspiration in challenging times. Since actually you have drawn, your roadmap where you are going. So even when you're facing the challenges, you can actually give yourself a break and then proceed, since you know exactly, it's very clear that your vision is very clear. So don't lose your vision, because this is also that will help you out. And just giving an example, and I know you know about Oprah Winfrey, which she went through a lot of challenges at the beginning while she was pursuing to accomplish what she was good in. And she held on to her vision of creating a platform to educate and uplift audience. But despite these challenges, she became one of the most successful media executive. She did not lose her vision. It was very clear that's what she wants to do. So besides or despite the challenges, how long it took her to get there, she finally got there. So we can apply the same. We are not immune to adversities. We are not immune to challenges. Obstacles will come, but how you react to them or how you treat them is what matters. You shouldn't allow them to put you down, but you stand, you become firm that whatever it takes you to get to where you need to get. Another one, I think I talked as one of the biggest challenges of partnership and collaboration, just getting and strategizing. How do you get into partnership and collaborations? How do you identify the people that you can collaborate with? The people, or perhaps you share the same vision, the people that you can actually get along, as you pursue your goal. So this also very key in that you can actually look at it so that you grow stronger in your business. You get more ideas, you get even strength from other people as you partner. And through that, we say even two heads are better than one. You'll find it becomes so easy for you being in partnership or in collaboration with other people. Okay. So let me move to the next. I hope we are still following. Yes, in a few, I'll be just finishing this so that we can ask a few questions. Another one, just a way of getting to overcome this kind of challenges and adversity, you need to foster a strong support network. And this is by identifying the people around you who are positive, who you know they'll be a source of encouragement and support. You need mentors around you, and that's why even I applaud you. You chose to be mentored in this process before you begin. You needed to be mentored because this is how you get, or you derive to getting a strong support network through the people that you have been together in the same class. Through your mentors, you'll find that you form a very strong network that when a time comes of challenge, this is where you find that you'll get emotional support, you'll get practical advice, from people who are positive, and also getting alternative perspective, before you get to a place of totally giving up. There are people who will be there to encourage you and support you, and also just work with you through this journey. So a strong support network is also very important. Another one, cultivating a positive mindset. And here is where I come in strongly as a psychologist, because there's power in mindset. What you believe in, you'll find that if you believe that you are able to achieve something, you'll actually achieve it. If you believe you don't, or you will not do it, you'll find you will not do it. So you actually need to cultivate a very positive mindset that whatever you tackle, it might not initially go your way, it might have challenges, but by telling yourself, challenges are part of growing. I will face challenges today, but let it not be the reason for me to getting stuck or giving up on what I started. So having a positive mindset, by being able to adopt an optimistic outlook, have a positive attitude towards life, towards the be it a business or a job that you are doing, be it the people that you are working with, your bosses, your employers, or your employees, having a positive attitude so that you get a good environment for you to work in. It has to start with your mind, because once you are negative, it will make everything around you to be negative. Have also an adventurous spirit and focusing on actions that can lead to improvement. Don't dwell on the negative too much. Negatives they give you lessons not to repeat that. So learn your lessons as you proceed, but focus on actions of how to make yourself better, how to improve in your area of operation, how to improve on your deliveries, how to improve on the things that you do. And getting there, you get to view each setback. When you experience a setback, when you experience a challenge or an obstacle, get to use it as a learning opportunity. And there's nothing as powerful as learning, even from your own experience. We say that's where power is, because you will learn through your own. You'll be cautious next time not to get to where you got. For example, even the issue you've had in business, or being misled and getting to invest on things that will not give you money, or rather you end up losing your money. And once bitten, they say twice shy. So you'll be very cautious. Whatever kind of investment you get into, you'll be keen to invest. You'll not rush because that person has told you, let's do this. So you find that there's a very powerful learning opportunity for you. There are big lessons you carry from that. And rather than a defeat, and also it gives you possibility to bounce back. Since you have learned through the hard way, you have now the tips, you have the lessons with you, you can easily bounce back now with the knowledge. Yeah, sorry. And this is not to say that you totally ignore the reality of a situation. No. Considering that, but you really need to work on your mindset, because that is where the power is. That is where your power is in the mind. So you need to actually work on your mind. Okay, so the next question, as I wind this, you have had this, the challenges. Perhaps you are one of them, you have gone through this, or you're planning to start a business, and now the idea has come in and you don't know even how to begin. Perhaps you are employed, you are at work, there's a position you've been given, and you don't know, you've not gotten to a point of knowing how to be effective in your position. So the question you're asking yourself today, as a call of action, where do I begin? What do I do? And what we say, when you get information, is for you to evaluate and see what is useful for you. Because as I said, we are totally, we are individuals, we are different individuals. So picking what works for you and what works for your business, and even you as an individual, and knowing where to begin. As we said, there are those who perhaps they haven't started a business, and you are thinking after this, on Monday comes, I need to register a business. I need to draw, the plan of my business. Having an action point, don't you get an information and you sit on it. Now get to the action point. Perhaps there are those people, and as we talked of adaptability and getting to really acknowledge and embrace change, you know how powerful the media space has become. It has become so powerful in that many people, especially for those who are those eras, you are used to doing things manually. You don't know even how to get there, but you know, and you know that by getting there, it's a way of really marketing yourself and marketing what you do. Even perhaps you have no idea yourself where to begin, but you can put it as an action point that now I need to get to the social media space. Since I need to market myself, I need to market my product, I need to get to a place of branding myself, branding my organization to a point that I'm going to be in the social media space. And even if you have no idea, we have people who can do that for you. And this is where now delegation comes, because you cannot do everything by yourself. You could be a good accountant, you could be a good front office reception, but you can't be good in everything. So even learn through this how you can assign other people in different spaces to help you. Perhaps your social media is not your thing. There are people who are good in that. You can, approach them to help, to support you get into that space. I'm one of them. Initially, I didn't know even how to get there. Right now, I think that's all I do, and that's where I've gotten my business. That's all where my clients are. So it's a very powerful space where you can be. So in case you sense that your business yourself, you need to be in that, you can have an action point. Tell yourself, after this session, I'm getting to know how to get it into Facebook, Instagram, putting my work into a website where people can see what I have done, and getting into all other forms, Again, another call of action. Perhaps you have no mentor, but I'm happy that you are here. I can believe that you have mentors, but in case now you have no mentor, you can get one, so that you are able to be guided even as you begin or you continue in this journey, And also another action point, just think of who can be your partner, who you can collaborate with. And also, if you are also getting to a place of knowing how to delegate, you cannot do everything by yourself. You cannot be the accountant. You cannot be the usher. You cannot be that, like you're doing everything in one space. You can use your strength in one area while you delegate other areas. Yeah, so that's what I needed to say. And perhaps to conclude this, I don't conclude by saying, overcoming adversity is a common thread in the stories of successful business owners. It's through resilience, adaptability, a clear vision, a strong support network, and also a positive mindset that these individuals have managed to navigate challenging situations, and they have emerged stronger, So remember that adversity often brings opportunities, and it's how you respond to these challenges that can define your path to success. If I may repeat that, adversity often brings opportunities. It's how you respond to these challenges that can define your path of success. And I will close this with a quote that I love by Andrew Carnegie, saying, "The greatest astonishment of my life was the discovery that the man who does the work is not the man who gets rich. And the secret of success lies not in doing your own work, but in recognizing the best person to do it." That's the end of my presentation. And thank you so very much for listening. If we have any questions, I think I'll invite the moderator. They can guide on that. But perhaps if you have any question, I don't know whether Nagila is still here or Esther, you can ask. Feel free just to, I don't know whether it's writing or unmuting. You can just feel free to proceed. Or not even a question, a comment, perhaps something you are relating with. Yes, continue.
Wow, thank you very much. This was a very wonderful session. You have really taught us on how to run the business and how to do it the right way. Because sometimes, as you said, you get someone is doing the job and then you're like, wow, I can do this. And then 2 years down the line, apana, it is not possible. That was very wonderful, Jenny. And team, please, if we have any question, we can ask in the group, in the chat. I can see Henry Crop says, what an amazing webinar. Thank you very much. I can see a Fanta Swanderi saying, very important. I wish we can have more. Oh my God, wow. You can never get enough mentorship. I can see Caroline Derito anasema, thank you very much. Team, we can comment. Let's note that this was our last class and it has been amazing. We have finished it with a bang. Now we're waiting for graduation. And as we graduate, we know that we are very equipped, ready to conquer. We are ready to do business. We are ready to see the world as it is. And we are ready to even overcome challenges, as we have been taught today. There was something very important that Jenny, you've said that success, you're only successful if you get the right person to do it. And that was very amazing. That was very amazing. I can see also Ezekiel, just a minute, sorry. Ezekiel says, thanks so much for the session. It has really opened me up. Wow, that's wonderful. I can see Mwangi. How are you getting solid clients from social media? Maybe you can answer us that question as we are winding up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mwangi, for that question. And I'm going to respond from a very personal experience, what personally I have experienced. And this happened when I went out to brand my organization, to brand myself. And that called for, you need to invest on branding so that you stand out as a brand. And now getting to social media, one thing that having a website, and a well-established and updated website in a way that even the clients or your followers, they can get to see a well-defined work that you do. And when they're looking for the for that kind of help online, they get to you, because through the website is one of the powerful tool, because they'll get to you, and through the website you have put everything in place that they can actually contact you, they can book a session, they can contact you, and you are able to get to them. And by the way, by just saying me, I think my biggest clientele has come from social media. Until I go to social media, that's my biggest clientele that I have from social media. So you need to really be updated, invest in all the social platform. Mpaka zingine, you might think they look like they are not of your class. You see something even like TikTok, because you want to capture, you want to really market yourself in all platforms. So make use of all those social platforms that as they come, be it TikTok, be it Instagram, and all of them, having branded yourself so well and having defined what you exactly do. I hope I've responded to you, Mwangi.
Wow, thank you very much for that. You can also maybe answer one last question as we finish. Jane Jogu says, hi Jenny, for a starter, what can you advise someone who is unable to decide on 2 business ideas?
Okay. I'll also respond that from a point of experience. You need to identify your areas of strength, because your areas of strength is where, is where you are able to give your best, an area you are passionate about, that even in the days when you are not making money, you will not be discouraged, since it's your area of passion that you have gotten involved. So between the two businesses that you are not able to decide, I'm sure you can tell where you feel your strength lies the most, and you can begin with that. And perhaps even as you continue and you get to establish and get to a good place where you feel your first business is running itself, you can actually now come and begin on the second one, if still you feel is something that you can do.
Wow, thank you very much. I think that is very important, because once you know your strengths, you know what to do, the do's and don'ts. So that is very wonderful. Also, Stan the DJ says, thank you for today. God bless you. And then I'm reading 2 more. We can see Alice. Alice is saying, please recommend where one can get lessons from the social media tools out there and how to utilize them for marketing.
Okay. That one, I know I can refer somebody, I can recommend somebody who walked me through that. It's actually lessons that you go through for some months so that you are able to engage well in that platform, because you need to be aware, the language to use, how to present yourself and all that. So perhaps I can share that through Esther. Then she'll get to you. I'll share some people that I would recommend who can support you in that. Thank you, Alice.
All right, thank you very much, Jenny, for the session. I can see we have 1 more minute. I don't know if our other chairperson is here. Mr. Aguilai, are you here? Will you say a word, or should we just adjourn the meeting?
Yes, Esther, maybe I can say a word. Though I'm still on transit, and I can just say a big thank you to Jenny, for taking us through. And I believe each and every one of us has learned something, has gained something through Jenny's lesson this evening. And through adversities, yes, we can overcome them, and we can become better people each and every day as we grow and as we continue becoming better investors, and even better entrepreneurs, and even better people in our careers. Last but not least is, finally we have the date for the graduation. Yes, it will be on 15th of August, 15th of August at the GMC place in Kitengela. So we'll share more details, and then And sorry, September. Yeah, September. I'm still in August. Yeah. So it's on 15th of September. Then we will celebrate at the GMC place in Kitengela. So come ready to eat some nyama choma, come ready to network, come ready to make businesses with the people who will be there, the fellow graduates for that day. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jenny. We really appreciate you. Our team leader, our mentor, has sent his blessings and he says, thank you for accepting to speak to this cohort. And we thank God for you. We will continue inviting you to the rest of the cohorts. And even this cohort, if they will need you again, we can plan for it. So thank you so much. Back to you, Esther. Asanteni sana.
Na I hope
Wow.
nimealikwa graduation, sikuambiwa.
Sorry?
I hope I'm invited for graduation.
Oh,
Since
yeah,
I've heard
yes,
you mentioned it when
yes.
I'm here, and I can hear there's a lot of nyama. So
Yes, Jenny, you are invited. You are invited. You're officially invited and welcome.
Asante.
Thank you.
Yes, and just to my final, just to say thank you so much. I can't take it for granted that you chose to invite me. And I really thank God for all of you. And may God bless you even as you embark on this new journey.
Oh, thank you very much, Jenny, and thank you very much for setting us a date. Mr. Nagila, we appreciate. We can't wait to eat the nyamas. And this meeting is officially adjourned.